where we last left off our brave and intrepid vampires.
We have been on this conveyor belt for so long.
You have been on this conveyor belt for a month and then some.
What feels like weeks.
It feels like forever. You had been tasked with filling out the Mad Prince's court, and you had tracked down a notorious vampire known only as the Crinkle. And you tracked him down to his tons of fun toy factory. The Crinkle's aesthetic can be most succinctly summarized as crackhead Santa.
Oh boy.
And he challenged you to determine why Adam wants him on the court so bad. You have no idea. He used his wibbledy-woo crackhead Santa powers on y'all, and you awoke bound on a conveyor belt that is going between two locations, hot and cold.
Yay! It's all because Amelia was like, let's play a game, and gave him a terrible idea.
Do you want to play a game?
No, I do not.
Do we have a choice? No, we do not.
Now, Amelia, you did successfully psychoanalyze the Crinkle on several levels. I don't know how useful this information is to you, but the Crinkle's Santa shtick is very deep it's in his fucking blood.
Right.
As such, he performs his actions in accordance to what he believes is naughty or nice. So if you can do something and frame it as nice, he might just let you do it. Or if you can frame someone else for being naughty, you could get him to fuck him up.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember that. As long as you can, make a compelling argument for, well, actually, it's nicer to be ruthlessly honest to this person. Or
Right.
something along those lines. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I said that...
I mean, that might be a poor example, but that vein of...
I crashed my car into him, but consider how poor his life had been before I crashed my car into him. You wouldn't be saying that I was naughty if his life had been terrible. You wouldn't be saying I was naughty if he was going to kill himself. I saved him the favor.
Yeah, you can twist it in a really dark way.
Right. And even if he won't completely agree with it, you will get him to consider what you're saying.
Right. Fun.
That being said, you were playing hot and cold. So, God damn it! Hi, someone is in your home. It's too late to escape.
I made one guess in the chat, which was,
Yeah.
"Oh
Please.
God, please don't tell me you can summon the ghost of Christmas past. That's just freaking nuts."
In a manner of speaking, that means you're getting warmer.
Oh boy.
I think that puts you one tick towards warm.
Are you like a necromancer or something?
Oh, geez, that's a complicated question. I mean, he picks up. I should mention. Okay, so he's got this giant lever, and when he pushes it one way, it pushes you towards hot, and when he pulls it the other way, it moves you towards cold. And he has got like a standing nightstand next to him, on which there is a burning cigar and a glass of something vaguely boozy. You can almost smell it from here.
Oh.
Wait, did one of you fuckers have super taste or super smell?
No, Amelia has super sight.
You can read all of the Shakespeare on that grain of basmati rice.
Yeah, she can. She can see for days.
So you can see the fumes coming off of this quote-unquote booze, but no, you have no idea what it is.
So in terms of the necromancer question, am I just not moving at all?
Right. Oh, sorry. So he's like, that's a funny question. And he, like, ruminates with his drink very thoughtfully. Aren't all vampires necromancers in a way? And yet, the Giovanni have mastered the necromantic art.
Right, so you're a particularly powerful necromancer? You mentioned something about the ghosts of Christmas past.
I mean, it's definitely from the past, yes. A blast from the past, one might say.
So am I hot or...
So, it's dead, it's from the past, and I am raising it.
So I'm kind of right.
You are devastatingly right. You know what? You make a good point. You're warmer!
I hate it, but I'll take it!
He moves you 2 ticks towards warmer.
Amelia she dips into her, like, deepest coping skill and just starts giggling nervously.
Guys, it might be a good idea to get some questions wrong until we actually know are closer to the answer.
I'm about to say, if you're warmer one more time, you will get dumped into the warm bin.
Alright, well, I'm not taking any more guesses for a while then.
And well, I mean, if you win hot or cold, then you win a prize.
Thinking is, I'm like, if I get it right, I'll burn, but I'll also get it right. It'll only hurt a lot.
Reynold, you said that we were bound with chains for this particular exercise?
Yes, this is... he's not binding you with ropes or dental floss or anything stupid.
Okay.
It's the kinky shit.
No, we're going...
Christmas ribbon would have been more appropriate.
Right. No, well, I mean, consider A Christmas Carol is Christmas. Chains are in season.
The intestines of your only child.
I'll take it.
Right, you know what? Let me open the rule book. That's something I might need.
For no reason at all.
No reason.
This is a 2-part question.
I just need to figure out what the role versus fear frenzy is.
Oh boy.
I think... Oh, I actually don't know what it is for Nuwad.
It's humanity, isn't it? No.
No, it's not that anymore. It should. I feel like it should be humanity. Instead, humanity does something really stupid that I don't like.
Stupid humanity.
Stupid fucking humanity. No, humanity rules as written lowers the limit on your social dice pool.
Yeah, that sucks.
What?
Yeah, I don't run it that way, but that's rules as written.
Wow, that's dumb. Good job, White Wolf.
Like,
way to completely disincentivize playing a conniving character.
Right, because, like, the prince who has low humanity, as you would expect from someone of their station, then starts getting fucking trashed because their social roles turn to shit.
I guess you might be able to fix that with, like, merits?
Well, what it's supposed to be doing is it's supposed to be enforcing why the Ventru and people who have Dominate are so good at controlling vampire society. Because
they're not doing it because they're nice people.
Right. They're not actually socially adept. They're just able to control everyone who... they're able to control everyone who can't resist them. And because you resist Dominate at higher levels with the lower of either your resolve and composure or your humanity, that also means they are better at using it against powerful low humanity vampires.
Ah, that's the trade-off.
So, like, I understand that's what they're going for, but...
Yeah, no, it's still not great.
Yeah, but since it's a stupid fucking idea, I've elected to ignore it.
And what do you do when... Do they still have Paths of Revelation for the Sabbat?
Nope.
So the Sabbat are screwed against anyone who Dominate.
Well, thankfully, there are a series of Sabbat-only merits, and one of them allows them to thwart dominate attempts reflexively. Dominate requires eye contact, and if you take this special Sabbat training, before Dominate can take control, you can gouge your own eyes out.
Oh.
Which is still not great, but it means you can't be dominated. This also
true.
means that blind characters cannot be dominated either.
Damn.
So I'm going to need a resolve and composure roll from all of you.
I really missed.
Hey.
I really missed the old world darkness. I gotta say.
Right? There are some parts of it that are just so much better, and then there are some parts of it that are so trash. And it's our responsibility as storytellers and dungeon masters and players to try to jam these two role-playing systems into something that fucking works.
I'm trying to figure out how this Onyx thing works.
There's a bar on the right. Oh wait, no, you're on the app, not the website.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I think I'll get it. I just gotta.
Cool as a cucumber, baby.
About to say, I'm also gonna have to fuck with the frenzy rules in accordance with rules as written. Only Waylon would succeed on this roll. Like hell, lighting a cigarette requires a resist frenzy roll.
And this is out of 1d10s, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I think I've got it.
I think that being in harrowing situations, the rules might make sense, but when you're in your own controlled environment, they don't.
Okay, I'd be willing to accept that. Like if you're in the mobster's lair and he leans in close and he lights a cigarette right in front of your face, roll versus frenzy, 1 success. Just you're already sweating.
But like, you're in combat and I don't know, someone lights up a Molotov. Yeah.
Flashbangs can also.
Can they really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Just because the light is so bright, it reminds you of the sun.
Nuad vampires are pussies. Back in my day.
It took me a second to figure out how this dice thing works.
That is totally acceptable. I don't know how it works.
I got 1 success and it was a 10, so now I gotta re-roll 2 dice. And that's another 10. And a 7's not a success, right? It's been a hot minute.
It is only 8s, 9s, and 10s.
10. Cool. I got 3 exploding dice.
Jesus Christ.
So I ain't mad at that.
So it's a total of 3 successes?
Yes. Sorry, it took me forever. Out of like 8 rolls.
Nope, totally acceptable. So, Mike, you start losing your shit.
Okay.
Pardon me, I'm just going to take control of your character as you spend all of your time trying to struggle against the chains. If you are out of them, you might be able to break them, but the thing about being in them makes them difficult to break.
Mike has a 1 strength.
I was about to say, and if I remember correctly, he is a finesse fighter, correct?
He's a finesse fighter. No.
This boy is doomed.
Well, admittedly, he could burn blood and make himself stronger, but that's.
Jeez. I don't think he'd be able to blood buff enough. About to say. So he could boost it to 2. Hey, every little bit counts. Oh, and it's strength and stamina to break things, so you could increase each of them by 1, so that's 2 extra dice.
Yep.
So Waylon...
Mike is not a chain breaker.
No. It's someone else's responsibility. We got another guy for that. That's Dante's
Yep.
job.
That's literally my D&D character's last name. Well.
Damn right she is. But, so Amelia Waylon, Mike is freaking out. You're 1 hot away from getting dumped in the hot pipe.
Could I cast passion and try to look at him imploringly and say, "We've been getting close, but we're teetering and dancing around the truth. I don't imagine you'd give us one teeny weeny hint since we've been very nice this year." And then can I roll a passion and try to up my persuasion or
I'm about to say I don't think passion would apply, and it might be dangerous
or
to
an emotion, because I can create and strengthen an emotion, right? So maybe
you
get him
can
to pity
only
me.
strengthen an emotion, and it's really unclear what he's feeling right now.
Okay.
I mean, you could turn up the volume, but there's no guarantee on what would happen.
I'm gonna try to turn up the volume if that's okay.
That is absolutely okay. You're always allowed to make the roll.
He's
Whether or not it's a smart idea.
He might kick my ass, but I gotta try, I gotta try stuff.
Do you have? Oh, did you recover your sheet from last week?
I found I've done it to the best of my ability, and I feel like I got it close. I I filled out a new sheet.
That's totally fine.
But I feel like I got my stats at least pretty close, and they're definitely balanced and in the realm of Amelia's. So I might be off by a couple of numbers, but it's all I got until my PC's back up.
That's totally fine. Hey, you move some points around. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oops.
So long as you started with base experience and then I don't know, gave yourself 15 points to play with, you're in the clear.
Yeah, and I remembered most of my skills.
Yeah.
My havens and my mentor points and stuff like that. So okay. What am I rolling for passion?
Let me look that up for you, because it may have been altered.
The worst that happens is it doesn't work and I get burned. Ha ha ha.
Oh right, my bad. Gotta look in the old rule book.
Oh, archaic.
Quite. Oh boy, Gehenna, my favorite. Oh no. PDF, please. Who are you?
Love me, say that you love me.
How did you get here? Here we are. So the roll for Demon Tate is presence and empathy.
Beautiful. I have high stats in that. Presence. My presence is okay, but my empathy is white. So let me get to that real quick. I might not be able to write down my numbers as easily because I'm on my phone, but I got one success.
That's fine. So you turn the volume up a little bit. Now give me a manipulation and persuasion roll.
Sure. Manipulation and persuasion. 3. Ooh, exploding dice. Yas. So then I'll roll 2. Alright, that was the only success though. So 1 success on that.
1 success. He looks at you and says, well, it has to do with... All right, little missy, you've been a very good girl. The Crinkle can give you 1 itty-bitty hint. It has to do with vampires.
Amelia on the outside is smiling, and Amelia on the inside is like, yeah, no fucking shit!
That's it. That's the hint.
That's the hint.
Of course this has something to do with vampires. It'd be
Right.
stranger if it didn't.
but everything that you've said has to do with vampires. So when is a vampire from the past, but not dead, but dead, who cannot be awakened, but whom I can awaken?
Yeah, his brain is like frying.
Oh yeah, this is not an Amelia question. That being said,
like, I knew it was maybe here.
Yeah, there's a gear turning in my head.
Like, he looks dead at you. Just like staring. Wait, let me get the meme. Let me. You get. You get fucking Nicholson, baby. Like, he's just looking at you like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
He
Amelia's super lost.
wants you to wake someone from torpor.
Ding, 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 ding! And he, like, wrenches the lever over, and it, like, breaks off at the haft, and you guys go flying into the burning tunnel and realize it's not actually that hot. As you go, like, it is uncomfortably warm. As you go hurtling toward it, you realize the billowing flames were soot and smoke. You appear to be falling through some sort of, like, smokestack. This appears to be the exhaust for some sort of coal oven. But as you guys fall to the bottom, it's like you should be like, oh god, we're all gonna burn. Oh god, we're all dying. But you start falling through, and there's nothing in here but smoldering embers.
Pretty scary for vampires.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I mean, like, not smoldering embers. It's just like it's a. So you guys tumble through the tunnel and hit a rotating fan, and then fall into what was a, like, coal furnace. It's just there's a fan blowing coal dust out at you.
God damn it.
But for whatever reason, you thought it was super hot and on fire, but now you are all horrifically covered in soot and coal dust. If you guys had to breathe right now, you'd get the fucking black lung.
Hey, is that Nicholson meme from the Witches of Eastwick?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
It's I don't remember that.
I feel like it's from anger management.
Oh, okay.
Like, maybe? I don't know. But the nodding Nicholson is just whatever I use, and I'm like, yeah, no, keep going. Do it. So, and as you, like, clatter to the floor, the chains don't break, but there's been so much significant movement between the three of you that you're able to wriggle your way out. Mike, you stop frenzying. Now that the beast understands, oh, there's no fire here. And like that, the illusion was broken.
Woohoo!
Crawl my way over to Mike and just try to futilely dust him off.
Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah, thanks. I'm okay. I spent a lot of time in sewers after all. Good job, Whaley.
I mean, it's not really a good...
Yeah,
we still don't know why.
I don't know what he was talking about.
No. It must be someone the prince wants to wake up. Maybe his old jester or something.
I thought all of them were dead.
Maybe.
Supernatural creatures are probably good at faking deaths more than the average bear.
It's definitely a lot safer for people to think you're dead than in torpor, when you think about it.
That's true.
And, no one really comes looking for your helpless, comatose body.
There has to be something else. Some other circumstance that he'd need someone like the Crinkle in order to do this specifically. I mean, why would he have us recruit this guy when he could just send us people he trusts to whatever crypt this person's stuck in.
Well, there's two types
Must
of
be a
torpor. There's the torpor where you're sick of this world and you just fucking take a nap, and then there's Wayland, the torpor you were in.
Yes.
You didn't take a dirt nap for your health. You took a dirt nap because you jumped over the wrong tunnel in a World War I hornet's nest charge. And you caught several too many bullets. And someone over there must have been pretty smart because they double tapped your ass. Which wasn't enough to kill you, but they thought you were dead. And when they went to check if you were alive, you didn't have a pulse. So they put you in the fucking ground.
Yup.
You were pretty powerful back then too.
Wasn't easy.
Because if you run out of vitae, you start burning your blood potency, and then when you run out of blood potency, you die. So we're talking Wayland might have had 5 or 6 blood potency at once upon a time.
Yup.
And now you're a little baby bab. And a lot of the memories of those days are gone. But let's not dwell on the past.
Amelia still doesn't know what torpor is.
But yeah, when someone's in induced torpor like that, induced from wounds, the only way to there is no known way to wake them up. You just have to wait until their time is done, and their time is based on what their humanity score was when they went down. But would somebody like to explain to Amelia what torpor is?
Educate me, please.
Yeah. Well, I guess. Well, I mean, maybe Waylon, you should explain it. You got more context.
It's complicated. When a vampire sustains too much damage, they don't necessarily die, but they go into a sort of twilight state where they're not truly dead, but they're not up and walking around. That can be fixed with proper application of blood.
Wait, where the fuck is Atticus? Was he with us on the belt?
No.
No.
He was not at the session when you went looking for the crinkle. He was off doing quote-unquote research.
Oops, sorry.
And then there's the kind of torpor where a powerful vampire chooses to enter that dream state voluntarily to try to travel forward through time until things are better. Now, people that do that usually aren't in the best mental state.
Right.
My mentor said that when vampires start getting a real taste for vamp blood, a lot of times they either do it or they're made to do it. They can kind of calm down a little.
Yes.
So Adam wants to wake someone up who's hibernating?
Possibly.
If the torpor was voluntary, all you would need... if the torpor is voluntary, waking them up is much easier. There's a whole process for forced awakening. But if someone was put into torpor through grievous wounds, there's no way to wake them up early. Except the crinkle claims to be able to do just that.
What does that have to do with Santa Claus, though? I'm a little confused.
He grants wishes. And what's the most direst, dearest wish that someone could want?
To see their loved ones again.
Exactly. Or perhaps their hated ones. Who knows?
For
Depends on
vampires, the line is so thin there.
But you hear some creaking, and the door to the furnace opens up, and he's like, "You guys having fun in there? Having some hanky panky while the crinkle's out?"
No.
Not anymore.
No, we're being good.
All right, now get the fuck out of my toy factory. And you tell Adam that I'll only come back if I know what the fuck he's doing.
And who he wants to wake up?
Yeah.
Or do you know that already?
I've got a couple ideas.
Well, I suppose it's appropriate that we all got a bunch of coal.
Exactly. I know what you three have been up to.
Uh-oh.
We're only doing what's best for the city.
Whatever you say, kid. That's what a lot of people say when they do naughty things.
Well, Mr. Kringle, thank you for the terrifying time, and we'll see ourselves out.
You're welcome. Come back anytime.
I won't. And she snaps like finger guns at him.
Hey! Fuck this place!
Yeah, I'm out of here!
And you guys bookie out of the tons of fun toy factory. 2 N's in ton.
Ugh.
I as we get out, I take off my trench coat and sort of do the little wave flail to get the coal dust off of it.
It's not very effective.
Yeah, Amelia is regretting wearing her white jacket.
That's not white anymore.
No.
Nope.
Fuck, what's
Luckily,
that scene from Chernobyl where all the coal miners pat that dude's suit?
Yeah.
Man, that was a good
show.
Also, that's a good fucking scene.
Yeah.
Can you do it or not? How are we supposed to do that? You'll do it because if you don't, millions of people will die. And if that's not enough, I don't believe you.
So I guess we can report back to Adam.
Ugh.
You could report. There it is. There.
Now you look like the Minister of Coal.
You could go back to Adam, or you could figure out who Adam wants to awaken. Because if you report to Adam now, you will be reporting a failure. If you discover his deep dark secret and get the crinkle on his side, well then you get leverage and the crinkle.
Well,
I mean, Amelia doesn't think that way, but that's a fair thought.
what do we know about Adam's inner circle, I guess?
Not
before all this
much.
happened.
Unfortunately, between the three of you, Mike, you'd be the most knowledgeable. Waylon has only been recently awakened, and Amelia was turned like a couple weeks ago.
I mean, the only thing I kind of sort of remember is that the guy who was prince before him became sort of his court jester, but also like a second command still, or
it was Seneschal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know. I think I heard he disappeared or he died, but I don't know. Guys like that don't die easy. But it could be, that's just the only thing that occurs to me.
That, you make a good point. Adam didn't confirm that the jester was dead. just that he needed a new one. Hold on to that.
Amelia's just nodding along, slightly confused but attentive.
I think it might be worth
a lot of vampire
trying to find someone who's been in the city for a while, who's, if wasn't part of the surviving court, may have had interactions with them. Maybe the sheriff, but I don't trust them not to talk to the prince while we're mid-investigation.
What if we could find someone who's a straight shooter? I mean, like, I'm getting a little tired of dealing with all these fucking manipulative, like, power-hungry lunatics.
We're building a government.
I mean,
what do you expect?
You're gonna find those everywhere, Mike.
Yeah. As far as I know, in any real government, you have the politicians, and then you have the people who actually get the work done, who tend to just be really good at their jobs.
I think that's us.
Yeah.
Oh shit! When you write, you write.
That's why we're building the team.
But Mike, you say straight shooter, and the thought comes to mind, you could try to negotiate with hunters. Like, someone who would have a hit list of people who were targets or perished, and people who won't jerk your chain. It might be the stupidest idea you've had all night, but it would get you what you wanted.
That's a really stupid idea.
Your idea is stupid, Mikey. Share it with the class.
Well, the thing is, I don't know what leverage we have. Someone who might keep track of this stuff would be the guys whose job it is to, like, kind of kill us. And hunters pay attention. I mean, they were going around killing people when all this stuff happened. If we could kind of, well, I mean, maybe we could break into one of their websites or something. But what leverage do we have?
Nothing.
Yeah.
We've already killed 2 of them.
Hunters
I
aren't.
don't-
They weren't really hunters. They were just wannabes.
Oh shit! You did get the name of like their head guy.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Don't ask me who it is because my notes are scattered all over the place.
Oh yeah, no. I'm going up.
We do not have notes.
But I'd say this is fucking months ago, but
This was like at the very beginning.
yeah, no, cause like I gave you a whole thing about
That was
who
session
these
1.
fuckers are, and I was like, yeah, it seems like they work for this guy who's a member of this organization who appears to have sent them here to die.
And you know that's a hunter you can trust.
There is one other chain we could kind of pull. But it might be, pulling out of the firing van and going into the fire.
No, we just thought we were in a bunch of fire a minute ago.
Don't remind me. Sorry, guys. That was embarrassing.
No worries.
It happens.
Well, I could try contacting some of the folks in my clan who I normally avoid. They know a lot of stuff, and they know where to find a lot of stuff, but they're not necessarily going to not make us jump through fucking hoops to get answers. That will be the other thought I have.
I think that anyone we ask for information is going to want something in return.
Yeah. We've been dancing that for a while.
Hey, Ronald, would Mike have heard about that that guy who we dealt with in the other campaign? What was he like? You called him the Cyclops or the bookstore owner?
Oh, the
Oh,
Sphinx guy.
Sphinx.
Thanks.
Um, the Nosferatu are aware of the Sphinx. It's difficult to call them an organization. There's only like 3 of them. But they are aware of the Sphinx group, yes.
And they have information, though they will definitely make us jump through hoops.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like you, that's a part of the database you have access to, because the Nosferatu don't care about them too much. But there are a few like little red stars in accordance to their organization. Next to Winchester, there's a star that just says "smarter than he looks," and a star that says "somewhat dangerous." Um, like 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 the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, like mostly safe. And then there's his partner. Shit, I don't remember the name of that guy. Ah, fuck. Oh man, his name was like Myron or something. And like his entry is just like very dangerous, xenophobic nationalist.
Oof, gross. I hate all those things.
And the third member is relatively unknown.
Maybe he's the guy
Or
that sent the hunter.
Or she's the gal.
Oh, well, yeah. I meant a gender-neutral guy, just like the person.
Ah, got it. Fellow.
I use guy, dude, all that.
I tend to do the same thing.
Without actual gender association.
It is something just wrong about saying gal. It just doesn't sound right.
Sounds
It's
dated.
always,
Hey, gals.
Right.
No.
Hey, gal.
Like, lads feels okay, but lasses makes me feel like a pervert.
Yeah.
I love to be like, we've done it, lads, but if it was like, let's go, gals, I'd be like, bleh.
Correct.
Gal pals!
Bleh.
Oh dear.
But, Sphinx is, I don't want to call it an organization. As I said, there's only 3 of them. A group.
A collective?
Collective. The Sphinx Collective.
Actually, these guys look a little bit like Mike when they're smiling.
Yeah.
Have any siblings?
But, you guys, you guys dealt with Winchester in the Hunter game. He will definitely trade for information, but he's gonna make you do something first. That's how.
What else is in?
Well, let's see. Yeah, it might not be the worst idea reaching out to mortals who pay attention to kindred happenings. I mean, I kind of wish that we knew about some old ghoul who's just like whose master's gone, who just is, we can just pay in blood.
That would be nice. Sadly, the ghouls started starving and going crazy weeks ago.
If the smart ones have probably moved to other cities.
The dumb ones are all dead. Remember, quote unquote, gang violence. I think it goes beyond gang violence when you have literally thousands of people dying in the streets.
No, it's fine.
Man.
I really love this meme. I keep on watching it.
They're so cute until they aren't.
So where are we off to now?
Well, I mean, I guess it's.
Should we part ways and let you do your work?
You should check your information avenues.
Yeah. I mean, there's one other thing that occurs to me is we could talk to. There are some vampires that aren't quite as freaking nuts as others. I mean, we could talk to, say, the gangrel or actually, it's pretty much the gangrel. I mean, they're sort of nuts, but they're a little more straightforward than the rest of us in general.
Moose ears. Are we aware that the gangrel primogen is still alive?
You mean Jute Sifo?
Yeah.
I think you are.
Yeah, I think that was mentioned to us.
Right.
The guy who
it was the druid dude.
Yeah, the guy with the owl.
Who was the one that Alex kind of bonded with?
That guy.
It was him, okay.
Yeah. Guys are all naturey and shit.
Yeah, except he perverts nature, and she's an apostle of Gaia.
Oh.
Fucking apostate talking to a vampire. It's fucked up. Know your place.
Damn.
Werewolves take no half measures.
No.
I'm gonna need some.
Alex wasn't indoctrinated in the same way as most werewolves. Her intolerance was regards to human trafficking. Right. So that
was her big bugbear.
Yep. So
every wolf's got to have one.
Oh yeah. So she was very mellow about most other things, but human traffickers, no. Just kill them all.
I respect that. Well, unfortunately, I became a vampire very recently, so I'll go wherever you guys lead. I do not have many contacts that aren't Adam.
I've mainly been avoiding vampires for like the past 30 years. So I've really spent more time with you guys than I've spent with everybody else, except for my mentor. I mean, she's been gone for like 25. So,
Goodness. Two of you are going to have to get out more often. And this is coming from someone who spent many decades underground.
Well, you see, my mentor, before she disappeared or died or whatever happened to her, she told me some things about kindred politics, and it kind of made me think that maybe it was a good idea to stay the fuck out of it. Thanks,
it's not
Adam.
For the faint of heart.
Hmm?
It's not for the faint of heart.
Well, it's not for people who want to avoid being manipulated and mind fucked constantly.
It's not so bad if you're the one on the giving end.
Waylon, gotta make me wonder about you a little bit there.
He's just saying, what's chaos for the fly is nothing to the spider.
Consent is important.
I have never dominated anyone.
I've never used the discipline dominate on anyone.
Amelia looks at him and goes like, I did not believe that. And I'm very...
Not by magical means.
I am going to hit the bathroom while you guys talk this out and grab a cup of tea.
Alright, I need to step away for 1 second. And my house is getting very dark. I need to turn some lights on.
Dark for dark business.
am back and my bladder is happy.
Excellence. Is everyone back now?
I am. I never left.
Oh, yeah, I just didn't know if Mike was back yet.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Dave usually announces.
Then I shall continue to sit here and paint my nails.
Hell yeah. So yes, the plot thickens into
The plot does thicken. I was not expecting that.
But say that is the Crinkle's miraculous ability. That being said, the juice is often not worth the squeeze. He didn't mention this, but the ritual requires an unknown quantity of unknown reagents.
Oh.
That makes sense.
He claims that it's simply a matter of observing the subject and to figure out what he needs. But at the same time, the ritual in the past has called for, one time, 4 previously owned teddy bears and 100 human teeth.
Fun.
And that was to awaken the vampiric version of the tooth fairy.
No, he just needed 100 teeth to do it. That's the thing. Like it seemingly serves no logic.
It's seemingly arbitrary.
Right. And yet, apparently these things aren't necessary.
Interesting.
And like 100 human teeth seems easy to get until you actually like, where the fuck do you get 100 human teeth?
Etsy.
Yeah, you'd have to break like
no dead ass.
4. You'd have to like break 4 people's jaws.
Do they have to be like freshly harvested?
I think the stipulation was yes.
Okay.
And that was how they got them. Like they just shanghaied like 4 or 6 people and just ripped all the teeth out of their mouths. And they came back to him with a bloody sack filled with fucking teeth, and he was like, all right, now let me work.
Yuck.
The more times he uses it successfully on the same subject, the more bizarre, outlandish, and difficult to obtain the objects are.
Oh, of course.
So here's an Etsy lot for a jar of 50 human teeth.
Jesus Christ.
For $200. So for a price of $400, I can resurrect a vampire.
No.
I'm going to link this now.
But also scary. But they gotta be fresh teeth. That was the stipulation.
Right.
Right, but still, just so we all know. Why teeth? Perfect addition to any oddity collection.
Ugh.
Jesus
Great,
Christ.
impressive tooth jewelry. Science project, question mark?
Check out my other listing. Single tooth in small corked vial.
Amazing.
Science project? What the fuck? Etsy, am I right? Then again, was Etsy around 8 years ago?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Oh yeah, Etsy's been a thing for a while.
Okay, I did not know how old.
I'll look
Etsy
it up
was.
now. 2005.
That's a long time.
Oh, yeah.
16 years ago.
Oh damn, they got wisdom teeth, y'all.
Oh damn, the teeth nobody wants.
Wise ass teeth.
I love looking at curiosities and stuff on Etsy.
I'm sure it's a trip.
It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool wet specimens.
Excuse me, what?
You know, like preserved like animals
Oh, okay.
and stuff.
Yeah. Taxidermy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I imagine
That's the word.
something even more strange and bizarre.
Well, there are some really weird ones. I once saw a wet specimen lot for a stillborn horse fetus.
Ooh, I don't like that.
It was like $1,000.
That tracks. That seems fair. That seems like a fair
Yeah.
price.
For just a little creature.
I just feel like every time I'd look at it, I would be sad and remember that that horse didn't get to have their baby, and that I now own their baby as like a trophy, and I'd be like, I don't know.
It's not like a
that...
trophy. It's like a
Oh no, I'm keeping it as a
science
trophy.
thing.
It's
Okay, that's fair.
It's a dead once living thing, and now it's mine.
Yeah.
I am showing dominance over these. Could a horse do that to me? No, it could only just kick me in the head and kill me.
The purpose that it serves is to be there and to be observed. So I'm just like, I don't know. But hey, everybody can have whatever animal parts they want.
Oh man,
Ooh.
I've been listening to a podcast about Hitler's drug intake.
Ooh, yeah.
Cause like, man, did you know that the Third Reich ran on meth?
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Like, the Blitzkrieg was only possible because not Luftwaffe, the Wehrmacht, were fucking loaded on meth.
Yeah, Panzer chocolate.
Yep. And
chocolate.
Like, it was that's what it was. It was cooked into chocolate.
Yep.
And it was like their little joy rations.
Interesting.
And they had little meth pills, but like that's what made the Blitzkrieg possible. Cause like
you led to genocide.
Cause like France in particular was like, okay, it'll take 5 days if Hitler gets over the Maginot Line. It'll take him 5 days to get to the inner of France and really start fucking shit up. But when your whole army is on meth and they don't have to sleep, 5 days turns into like 2 days.
Right.
And if you're not ready to defend yourself in 2 days because you were expecting 5, you get fucking rolled over.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was the issue. That's what happened to, what was it, like Poland and France when they both got fucking rolled on. But
I just feel like if you know somebody is coming, just get prepared as soon as you find out. That, in my opinion, not like, oh, we got time, we got 5 days.
It
it's like,
monumentally more difficult the more people that you're doing that when you're talking about tens of thousands of troops,
I know.
munitions, backline.
It's easy to talk about it.
Right. It's easy to talk about it, and yet actually moving all these people, it takes for fucking ever.
Yeah. Still, though.
But that's why the German invasion of Russia hit such a snag. Russia is just too fucking big, and you can only be on meth for like 3 or 5 days before the juice isn't worth the squeeze, before it starts doing more harm than good. So,
and after 3 or 4 days, you've made it into like you're a 16th on your way to wherever you're trying to get to in Russia.
Yeah, exactly. And so the Blitzkrieg didn't work because meth has diminishing returns and Russia is literally too big.
Good for her. Good for you, Russia.
Winter hits.
Oh yeah, and then you're fucked. And
then the Wehrmacht couldn't get their meth.
So then they're on withdrawals.
So they're going through withdrawals. They're hallucinating. They can't sleep, and then fucking the Ruskies fucking roll up. And what the fuck do you do? Lose.
Yup. Yikes town.
But particularly with Hitler, they were jamming him full of bull hormones.
That's why he was so red and sweaty all the time.
Like I don't.
It all makes.
Like
I'm sorry.
I don't ever want to blame. I don't like. This is not to say, oh, Hitler wouldn't have done those. Jesus.
Oh no. Like meth just exacerbated.
Yeah, like when you talk about war crimes committed by different factions in the war, German soldiers committed a whole lot more war crimes, and it might have something to do with all the meth they took.
Yeah, and their like drug-addled detachment from reality. Could be.
because I think all forces had their combat uppers at the time. Because the Americans had ephedra, and ephedra is not good for you, but it's not fucking meth.
Yeah, that's kind of the bar. It's like, it's not good for you, but it's not meth.
It ain't meth.
So that's pretty good.
God damn it. But yeah, there were different, because there was Panzer chocolate, and then there was like chocolate for the fucking flyboys.
Yep.
Yeah, because they had different doses of meth for every different section of the German armed forces. So like
the Air Force, the aviator chocolate was Coca-Cola.
Right.
Can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. Yeah. That was annoying.
We were just talking about World
the
War II
aviator
drug
chocolate.
I was commenting on it, and I was wondering why you guys were talking over me, and why Ronald was making the same comments I had made before.
Because we couldn't hear you.
Yeah. I went into that little talk about Russia just before you did, and it's just like, I don't think Ronald hears me.
No, sorry. But yeah, Hitler was just getting. It started with vitamins, and then they got him on fucking bull hormones, Oxycontin, or what the equivalent of Oxycontin at the time was, meth, and a whole bunch of other shit.
There was a really cool documentary that I watched on Netflix. I'm not sure if it's still on there, specifically about Hitler's primary physician.
Oh god, that guy.
Yeah.
You mean the scam artist who is selling vitamin pills? You can trust me. I'm Hitler's doctor. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so you guys were figuring out who to talk to figure out who Adam might want to resuscitate.
Yeah.
All right. So the problem with talking to the hunters about this, yes,
They might kill us.
Well, beyond that, we may tip them off to something that they shouldn't know about.
I mean, just try to find some more reasonable hunters.
Well, if we ask them about the lists of targets and known dead vampires, it might tip off some of the more paranoid ones to recheck those numbers.
I mean, alternatively, instead of talking to them, you could just kill them and take it.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
I'm not saying that will be good for hunter-vampire relations, but fuck it.
Are there even relations at this point? They came here and slaughtered everyone.
Hey, the hunters are not a monolith. I mean...
Are there any hunter groups we know that didn't approve of the crusade that went through here?
Well, you see, that's the funny thing, because hunters don't talk to your people. So if there were sects and conspiracies and compacts that were against the idea, you don't know.
Would they have talked about it somewhere you could access, Mike?
Maybe. I can check.
Possibility.
I mean, I heard something about a group of hunters who were like wandering around for a little while before all the shit hit the fan. Like some weird stories. But
well, why don't we head back to my office for now, and Mike and I can do some use our technology to reach out to different options, because I might have a contact who would know a thing about humans monitoring supernatural behaviors. So,
what I know about Kali's Raiders?
That will your knowledge of Kali's Raiders will be determined by the roll that you get on your researches.
Look at that.
Yeah. Maybe we should hunker down and do some research for now. You guys are welcome to come to my office. We can use my psych profiles on Adam as well to see if there's any clues that I might be forgetting in terms of figuring out who he might want to resurrect. I mean, it is technically a violation of HIPAA, but also I don't know if vampires follow HIPAA.
I'm not sure what that is, but if it applies to mortals only, I think we can bend the rules.
Yeah, it's Health Information Protection Act. But I think it's just a mortal thing.
Okay. I can be an extra pair of eyes, at least.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. If Adam thought you were sharing his secrets, I'm sure he'd want to punish you as opposed to having some mortals do it.
Well, yeah, that's just why I think you guys are welcome to come to my office. I have more physical information on Adam and what little connections I knew about when I was treating him as a therapist, and Mike and I can also do our web browsing research.
Yeah. All right.
And I can make tea. Even though we don't really need it, it still smells lovely.
I have to go recover my new laptop. I didn't break it with me this time because of what happened the fucking last time.
That's smart. Don't bring it to any more factories.
Don't bring a laptop to a factory.
Shall we
You wouldn't bring a laptop to a factory.
For now?
Yes, I'm going to hunt, and I'll meet up with you back at your office.
Sounds good.
And you're absolutely not going to reach out to any of your contacts and get clandestine information because, yeah.
Why would I? They're not going to be the first people I contact. I want to see if your way works first.
Okay.
You said specifically that you don't want to jump through any more hoops. And while I think that my sources might be best suited, we will certainly be jumping through hoops.
Hoops will be jumped through, almost certainly.
Yeah. Well, let's do our research first, and then someone's going to make us jump through some fucking fiery hoop, no doubt.
If I don't find a mortal to eat in the next 5 minutes, I might just grab one of you. So.
Let's let Waylon hunt. We'll see you when you're not feeling hangry, Waylon.
That's a good way of describing it. Yeah, the fight with the Crinkles trunk goblin took a lot of my V-Day.
Oh yeah, that trunk goblin.
I forgot all about that.
Don't forget about Jack. You see, that's what Jack relies on. He's small and he's easy to forget.
All right, Amelia's gonna head back to her haven for now.
I'll come with her.
I thought you needed to get a laptop.
Oh yeah. I should get that first.
Yes, text me when you have that, and we'll do some research in the office once you got the tech.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, Mike, hadn't you already stolen a laptop? But you just
I did.
Go get it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you get to Amelia's office, Amelia, how are you going to research things?
I would like to reach back out to my mentor again, since he specializes in metaphysics and the study of supernatural in and energy psychology. And I'm just going to ask him very innocently if he has any or knows of any groups that are in-depth researching, tracking, or trying to catalog like supernatural events or anything of the supernatural.
Oh gracious! Right, I forgot. You were.
Yeah, you gave me that wackadoo professors.
Yep.
Yeah, and he checked out Adam's sleepwalking videos, so I'm going to use them again.
So you contact Professor Daryl Hamamoto and give me a presence and socialize roll.
Can I add my mentor perk to it?
You may.
Excellent.
Because the trick to Dr. Hamamoto is brilliant, but he's so mired in like dumbass conspiracy theories and bullshit. While you're talking to him, you just need to keep him on task.
Right. All right. So that was presence, social, and mentor. Cool. Presence, social, mentor. Doing math is hard, but I got there. Roll. Ooh, baby. Ooh, I got a 10. Hell yeah. It was the only success, though, so 1 success.
Only 1. You have a very hard time keeping him on task. The only thing you're able to get through is frenzied ramblings about the aliens, the satellite dishes that the dean are putting up around the school to control his psychic emanations, are that he got a mysterious visitor several months ago from somebody asking the very same questions.
Oh.
Came down to my office. I think he was a clergyman. But you know what they say. You can't trust the Catholics. Let me tell you about Catholic 2.
That's okay. I actually have to, go do a thing.
Oh, yes. I understand completely. I hope I've been
Thank
helpful.
you. Oh, yes, so much. We'll get tea soon.
Oh, delightful.
All right. Have a wonderful day. Sending good energy your way, my friend.
Oh, I can feel it now.
Yeah, and then she will gently hang up and be like, oh boy, I'm Malkavian and he's a lot.
Oh, he's so fucking much.
Lips. Alright, well, she's like, well, clergyman, I got a tiny clue. And she'll feel proud of her tiny clue.
Alright, so...
That's all she can think to do.
Mike, what are you trying to do research?
I'm going to start off on the open Nosferatu databases and see what data they have on hunting groups and on general, watchers, in terms of like, the folks who pay attention to this stuff.
Right. This doesn't require a roll. You basically get the basic info on the major hunting groups in the world. Most hunting groups that are small are a cell that belongs to one of these. Anything smaller than that generally isn't worth paying attention to, but of course there are exceptions, like for Sphinx and the North Central Positronics Acquisitions Department, for instance.
God. So you Amelia, you'll probably hear Mike say, oh.
What?
These guys sound like they might be reasonable. Collie's Raiders.
You sounded disappointed, but this sounds like good news.
Oh no, I was talking about stuff. I was going through. Look at these guys.
Yeah. So the hunter groups are Ashwood Abbey, the Long Night, the Loyalists of Thule, Network Zero, Null Mysteries, the Union, Aegis Kaidoru, the Guardians of the Labyrinth, the Ascending Ones, the Charon Group, the Lucifuge, Malleus Maleficarum, and Task Force Valkyrie. And then, of course, there is Kali's Raiders. Unfortunately, what's known of Kali's Raiders is astonishingly little. Like,
Task Force Valkyrie is fucking Men in Black.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow. I wish I had known about these guys before. That's cool, but it's really scary that these are the guys who, if we contacted them, they would kidnap us and stick us into bottles and dissect us while we're, vivisect us while we're alive.
No, that's Chiron.
Oh.
These guys Task Force Valkyrie
will sell you to Chiron, who will vivisect
you. The two have a tense relationship. Both competitor and ally.
Yep. But unfortunately, like, the Nosferatu know a lot of broad strokes about these organizations, so, like, you know who they are, you know what their deal is.
Well, it gives me a starting point.
Right.
I'm not going to go try to hack the super science, super tech ones. That might be a really bad idea. Let me see what I can find out about Kali's Raiders, and I'll look into the Sphinx too. See if I can get some information about those two. Is there anyone else who stands out among them as someone who might be useful?
Winchester is the face of Sphinx, and there is shit, I don't remember the name of the other guy. Fuck it, John. John is
Fuck it, John. Wow.
What?
Fuck it, John. That's a mouthful.
Fuck it, John. John is the muscle. Like, on the one hand, like, Winchester, like, he is, you know, quote unquote dangerous, but, like, he's a guy with a gun who's pretty good with it. John, on the other hand, he's a fucking bruiser. Like, with a knife in his hand and the pistol in the other, he's, like, verified dangerous. He knows how to use those weapons, especially in concert. And then, of course, there is the mysterious third member, and the Nosferatu are kind of worried about how little they know about this person. But they know for certain that there is a third member. Like, if only because they've intercepted communications between John and Winchester that include a third party, or in which they are referring to someone else. And, like, if both of them are accounted for in the conversation, either they're referring to each other in the third person, which is just, like, fucking... That's the longest con I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Or they're actually referring to someone else who's a part of the group, but who doesn't do a lot of the talking. And Kali's Raiders they're the new kids on the block.
Aww. Yep, starts.
They think that they can be friends. But the thing that really scare the fuck out of the Nosferatu when it comes to Kali's Raiders, because there's always, like, a risk assessment next to all of them. Kali's Raiders' risk assessment is they have supernatural people. Like, they're actually getting small groups of supernatural people to play nice. This could be very dangerous.
Good for them.
Like, one of the things that makes each of the supernatural, like, groups so vulnerable is, like, they've got their own magic and their own abilities, and that's that. Sometimes that magic and those abilities leave big blind spots, but if you get everybody working together, there are no more blind spots anymore. At that point, the difficulty is dealing with ego. But unfortunately, the Nosferatu talk about how Kali's Raiders has imposed spiritual practices. As such, like, ego death is one of the things that they trade in. Like, one of the things you have to do when you join is, like, undergo spiritual training and, like, sensitivity training and shit like that. And, like, communications.
Amelia thinks all of that is super hot.
Oh, yeah. And here,
yeah.
The one thing that scares the fuck out of the Nosferatu Primogen is their leader seems like a true believer. Like, that's the straw that broke the camel's back of these fuckers are gonna be dangerous someday.
This is legit.
Right, because if you look at the leaders of any of the other organizations, they're just in it for themselves, or they have an ulterior motive, or they want revenge, or they want power. But, nah, man, we have a true blue, dyed-in-the-wool, true believer. No, I'm going to try to make the world a better place. Like,
they're not just selling their ideology, they truly bought their own ideology.
Yeah.
Love that.
But
Love
of
that
course,
for them.
that means that they are small and they move slowly.
Well, let me do a little research on him, see if I can find anything out. Like any potential contacts.
They just have a contact us page on their website.
Give me an intelligence and computer to sort of weed through the data stream.
Is this a hacking?
No, this isn't hacking. This is just like going through a compiled database.
While he's making that roll, can Amelia roll to look over the Adams files again and see if she can find any hints or clues as to who we might be resurrecting, or at least what he'd be looking for in someone he might bring back?
Go for it. So
Cool.
give me a wits and academics, and your psychology bonus applies.
Thank you. I was about to be like, can I use my psych profile?
You absolutely can.
Sweet. So wits, academics, and psych profiles. Excellent.
Ooh, Mike, you get some good information. So, Mike, you get the bare bones information that the easiest person to contact would be the mailman. Ivan is a well-known resource who the Nosferatu use themselves when they need something delivered on the quiet, or at least reliably. Like, there are some things you don't want to give to Ivan just for reasons, but I mean, he is a courier like any other. So they use him, but you're able to check information in the database, and the information that he would have is vanishingly low. Like, he is a member of Kali's Raiders insofar as his name is on the sign-up sheet, you know, and he does special work for them sometimes. But he's more of a free agent. He's more of a free agent who believes in the cause. Jesus Christ, we'll get to you in a minute.
I know. I rolled 9 dice.
I added that meme. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't mean to distract you.
Another potential contact is an old associate of his. He he used to be a private investigator out in Spokane, but he does a bit of wandering, and he's got a good rapport with other vampires. The sheriff of Spokane said that he was a stand-up guy and helped him on leaf blower duty. You're not exactly sure what that means. But there's also something in here about a homeless concentration camp that makes you a little fucking nervous about talking with him.
Homeless concentration camp?
Homeless concentration camp.
Oh.
Huh?
I don't love that.
As in, like, this guy who used to chill with Kali's Raiders has been credibly accused of having constructed a homeless concentration camp for some reason. It wasn't a death camp, but it was a fucking concentration camp. Like a hole in the ground surrounded with barbed wire where he kept, like, maybe 30 homeless people prisoner for several days.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, it was pretty fucked up. Like, once they figured it, like, there's no doubt in the Nosferatu's mind that he must have been doing this for a good reason, but once someone builds a concentration camp, you don't really need to worry about what the reason is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, at that point, you're like, oh, no, this guy's so fucked.
I'm going to figure out the ways of contacting Ivan to get him to deliver mail.
And the last person you learn about is that sheriff in Spokane, actually. Oh wait, no, it's not Spokane. Fuck, it's somewhere in Iowa. Whatever. What's a city in Iowa?
I don't know.
Des Moines?
Hey, let's go for Des Moines. They were in Des Moines. Never mind. So a guy from Des Moines. Because it seems like Kali's Raiders is hosted out of Iowa. But yeah, you could also contact that sheriff, and he might be able to get you in touch with someone who's higher up. And I mean, considering you're so far away and you're just doing a phone call, you probably won't have to do too much for him. And...
All right, maybe. Well, Mike's gonna mull that over. You might want to just jump to Amelia's 5 successes.
Amelia. This is definitely a previous member of his court. There's no doubt in your mind.
Okay.
Like, you're looking over the notes of his frenzied ramblings. Fucking, sorry, all I've got in my head is fucking Danny DeVito from It's Always Sunny, just like saying, "Hey, you're ripping me open. I don't like to talk about it."
Oh, God.
What you thought a trash bag was a space helmet?
Yeah, the beginning of therapy with Adam was fun.
And like, you cracked him open like an egg, and he just like went into like a flashback about all of his friends dying, and he's like, and Cookie's dead over there, and the librarian hag is dead over there, and oh God, I can smell the dust. You're cracking me open.
Oh God, what a damaged, broken man.
What a broken set, man.
Yup. All right. Well, that's good to know. That does at least help narrow things down a bit. I had a feeling it was going to be one of his buddies he wanted back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no doubt in your mind that it's a member of the court, but it's unclear who.
Yeah. Adam has a hard time moving on and letting the past go. Excellent. Well,
Danny DeVito is strangely ageless. I mean, literally, he's looked like an ancient goddamn troll for 40 years. So it's like
very bizarre. Also, like,
he's a
I don't know. I feel like Danny DeVito gets it. Like, he recently tweeted in support of the Nabisco strike, and he's like, "Hey, if they don't get a raise, you don't get your snacks. Get involved."
Yeah.
And he got unverified for it. Like, he lost his Twitter verification because they were like, "We're not sure this could be an actual rich person." He's like, "No, it's me."
Yeah. I have political opinions. Also, he makes a limoncello that is mighty tasty.
It's true.
Has Danny DeVito made you a limoncello?
Yeah, he has a limoncello line.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, and you can get it at your local store. And I have had it. It's pretty good.
Shit, well, I could go for some of that.
So that's a sophisticated man who's like, oh, I'm doing Always Sunny, and I got all this extra money. What should I invest in? Oh, fucking limoncello. I'm like, Danny, that's why I love you, Danny.
Danny DeVito confirmed for Cleric of Dionysus?
Was there any question?
No.
Danny is love. Danny is life.
Who was that the priest? No, not the priest, but the one who followed Dionysus, who was like that, kind of a chubby.
Pan?
No, it was like Neleus or Nereus.
Shit, I can't remember.
You remember the vague character though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're not hallucinating that.
Or is that a follower of Pan? No, it's a follower of Dionysus.
A question that I'll look up later.
Yeah.
No. I'm not finding anything about his specific priests. Except that he was also known as Bacchus. And sometimes gets confused with, what's the name of Hades' kid?
No, I don't know. I just know his wife. She's also my waifu.
Yeah. Zagreus. Yep.
Stephanie.
Because Dionysus gets confused with Zagreus. Or the other way around. Like, nobody thinks Dionysus is Zagreus, but a lot of people think Zagreus is Dionysus.
One of those situations.
Yeah.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
But, yes. Mike, getting in touch with the mailman is pretty fucking simple. He has a website. It looks ancient. It's just like, hello, I deliver mail. I will deliver mail for you. Call phone number. Deliver mail. Cheap rates. No overhead. And like, there's a bunch of other like business buzzwords and buzz phrases that like don't mean anything in this circumstance. Like, no equity. Like, what the fuck is equity for a private courier? Like, what the fuck
Remote
does that
synergy.
mean?
Amelia, do you have a few bucks?
What? Yeah, sure. Here you go.
Okay, thanks. I never actually steal any money because what's the point?
I've always got a little cash in my purse.
All right, I put an order on his website. I'm actually going to send a letter to him and have him pick up letter to him, and ask him for his advice on people who might be well informed on the political situation in Chicago prior to everything falling apart.
Clever. But in a couple of minutes, there is a knock on your door, Amelia.
I shall answer the door.
There is a very large Russian man with a mailbag.
I invite him into my small, dimly lit, calm whale music therapy office and sit him on a little ottoman cushion.
You Ivan?
Welcome. Come in. Please come in. Get comfortable.
I will do my best. And he looks around, he's very confused.
I give him the letter. That the letter's addressed to Ivan.
Right. He looks at it quizzically and opens it up and reads it. And says, And he, like, tucks it away and pulls out some stationery and starts writing his own letter back.
I love him so much.
That's the reason why I just wanted Ivan to come again. There's something about you that seems really familiar somehow.
I get that a lot.
Sort of remind me of a friend of mine. I don't know why. Does he?
I mean, give me a resolve and composure roll. The both of you. I forget, he has to roll too.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on.
Don't worry about it.
I don't know who this guy is. But anyone is welcomed into Amelia's little mindfulness cocoon. All right, resolve and composure. I am good at those things.
Yeah.
I got one. Thank God. I got one success. For a second, I was like, I got 0, but then I saw an 8, baby.
Fuck it. Fucking, who is my fragging Shadowrunner? You better hide your kids from this charming dwarf bounty hunter from Germany who has family working for the corpse and is interested in tinkering. I'm gonna play a fucking scary elf spec ops from Central Europe who grew up in a slum.
I'm starting to think I have to play a Promethean because I love the Promethean NPCs so much.
They're pretty cool.
Oh, motherfucker. Okay. Uh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh boy.
Where are my World of Darkness notes?
There we go. Oh my.
Are we both screwed up?
No, it's fine.
There is WOD notes, which I haven't updated in a billion years. That's not.
Okay. You guys are safe.
Any idea that this guy is similar to our pal?
Yeah. Similar to who?
Our pal.
Thaddeus?
Thaddeus, yes.
You get real Thaddeus vibes from him.
Ah.
I mean, I have another letter for you too. I write a letter and I address it to Thaddeus, and I just say, "Hey, is this dude one of you?" And seal it up.
Amelia's gonna take a gentle, polite step closer towards her desk and away from people who could break her spine. And she is not going to ask Ivan to dance.
I forget Ivan's not like the cleverest person. Like, I think he's got an intelligence of 2. If I remember correctly, his highest mental attribute is wits. Like, he's very witty.
I'll see Brennan. Okay. Thank you. Any? Oh. I write another letter. This one's for Chelsea Vernon, and say, I was hoping we could meet. I've been advised that you may have information that would be helpful to some research I am conducting about the Prince's Court prior to the chaos, the recent chaos.
Alrighty then.
And I'll seal it up. Oh, you know Thaddeus then? Okay, all right. I was, I was curious if you were like him. He's a good dude. I just,
No,
hoping.
I am very not like Thaddeus. Thaddeus is very young. He has the sort of anger that only a young man can bring to bear.
I'm trying to get him a little more hooked up, but I worry about him. He's kind of very lonely dude.
He is trying to find the path to the present in the past. He believes that in order to understand where he is, he needs to understand where he came from.
And what do you think?
I think it's a good idea. I think that I'm only thankful that I didn't have to answer. I didn't have to ask such questions. Didn't have the time.
Maybe that'd be something for Thaddeus. Give him something to keep him busy so he won't get so depressed.
Unfortunately, being thwarted at every turn comes with its own problems. But he stomps his foot, renders a salute, and says, "Justice, liberty, civility, edification, perfection, the male!" And jumps out a window. No, he just opens the door and leaves.
Oh yeah, hey, I was hearing about your Kylie's Raider guys. They sound pretty cool.
Thinking of joining?
Maybe.
We welcome all kinds. But just know, your people will hate you.
Yeah. No, that's not great. But sounds like you guys have a little bit more. I don't know. You make a lot more sense than most of this other crap does.
That is what Amir tries to instill in us. Ideological consistency, he calls it. We have large forums where these things are discussed.
Cool. All right, I'll hack in and check it out.
But, and he just fucking leaves.
Bye, Ivan.
The spirit of Christmas past.
Yep.
Wow, he's cool. Amelia, I'm sorry. I was kind of not thinking when I, the way he works. I mean, this place is just sort of like a psychologist's office. It's not really a secret, right? Or did I screw things up for you?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I'm not too worried.
From what I've heard, even my people use this guy for delivering messages that they want to be kind of discreet.
If something ever happens to my office, I'm sure I could always go stay at Adam's place for security, but hopefully I can keep my space to myself.
Let me email you the website for him just in case you ever need to send a message.
Right. The reviews for Ivan's services from the Nosferatu are sterling. One of the things like he's rated on a couple of different axes. Like as far as discretion goes, unfortunately he's somewhat low. He does gather a lot of attention. Because he is wearing an old Russian infantry uniform from 60 years ago. Like he kind of stands out. But on the other hand, he is just a single being, so in that way he's difficult to track. And because he's not connected online, he doesn't have a digital paper trail.
Right.
That makes him somewhat discreet. But the thing that he's rated the highest on, like his security rating is somewhat low because he's just a dude. There's a rifle that's broken down in his mailbag, but that means he has to assemble if he wants to use it. And there's no records of him displaying extraordinary like strength or ability. But his highest, he's got 5 stars in conviction.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Like no letter he has ever delivered has ever been tampered with, ever. Like he has delivered bombs, he has delivered poison, he has delivered messages, and never once did the curiosity in his mind lead him to open or examine what he was delivering.
Yeah.
And like there are descriptions of like hit teams that went after him when he was carrying something delicate, and he didn't give it up. Like it would have been way simpler to be like, you know what, I'm not dying for this, and he was like, you're right, I'm not dying for this because I ain't gonna die, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of running. Like he understands the city on an instinctive level, and there are places that he can get to that other people in vehicles can't.
Hot.
He's so cool.
Like, I love him. He is my baby. He is my baby NPC, but at the same time, he is not particularly impressive. Like, he's got some,
I think he's impressive in his own right.
Like, he's got some skills, he's got some abilities, he's got some special Promethean powers, and they can get him out of some jams, but he's not, like, running around punching people and messing people up. He delivers letters.
5 stars in conviction is hot, regardless of any other context.
Like, that letter is gonna fucking get there.
Amazing.
I think there's the only reports of him being late on a delivery are deliveries in which he was relentlessly pursued.
Right. And the letter still made it.
He takes the neither rain nor sleet nor snow thing very seriously.
He took that very seriously.
It's like, yes, this is set in stone.
It is branded on skin and will be carved into headstone.
It's a Promethean. He won't have a headstone.
Fucking dies. His headstone
His
reads,
head
I
is
deliver
the
mail.
stone.
This is all you need to know. Yeah, his name is Ivan Poktalon, which literally means Ivan the Mailman.
Aww.
He's that fucking robot from Rick and Morty. What is my purpose? You deliver letters. Oh my god. Yeah, welcome to the party, pal.
I mean, it's a pretty great purpose.
He's leaned into it. He's owned it.
I mean, he swam across the Atlantic Ocean to be able to deliver more letters to more people.
Yeah.
Did you know that it's possible to swim from the Cape of Good Hope to Brazil in under 5 days?
No, I did not.
Yep.
I'm not tempted.
I ran the numbers on it. You can do it. Like, if you didn't need to sleep and nothing tried to kill you.
Yeah,
Right.
I got chronic arthritis, so I ain't going nowhere. Now I swim in the kiddie pool, and I'm like, oh my god, fuck, exhausted.
Yeah, it's always possible that, like, a friendly pot of dolphins might help along, too.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, if I had like a pool noodle, I guess I could do it.
Unfortunately, animals hate Prometheans.
Yep.
That is one of the things that made the swim somewhat easy. There was no chance of like a shark trying to eat him or something.
There you go.
Were shark, maybe.
Maybe. Because those do exist.
Oh, I want to play one.
No.
That's why vampires don't go to the beach.
They're a shark.
Sorry, my roommate's cat is
Thank
tangled in my headphone cords.
Which one?
He's very sad.
Is
I'm
it
like, why'd you jump
Itachi?
up here? And he's like, I don't know the consequences of my actions.
Is it Itachi?
It is Itachi.
He sounds like a little bit. Yeah.
I'm a
You still haven't sent me cat pictures.
Whenever we have D&D, Bree will just suddenly like yelp, and it's always after I'm doing something, and I'll think that Bree is like yelling at me. But then it's really just Itachi like climbing up Bree's back and digging into her flesh. But it's happened several times, and it's always as I'm like talking, and all of a sudden Bree just like shouts, and I'm like, "Oh God, I'm sorry. I don't know what I did wrong." And then she'll just be like, "No, it was fucking cat."
Excellent. That is.
That's my only knowledge of Itachi as a cat, is that he assaults my other friend while we play D&D.
Oh no, Itachi is very small and very young, and he's got the zoomies.
He a little kitten. He don't know what he do.
All he wants to do is to destroy, which is, you know, what do you expect from, like, I think he's only like 8 months old or something.
He assaults Sage, and then Bree will go like, "Hey!" And it's always when I'm doing something in the middle of D&D, and I'm like, "Oh God, sorry, Bree. I've never seen you like this."
This is why when I get a cat, I'm gonna get a fat old cat. Cat that doesn't give a shit.
Old cat with arthritis like me, who's like, "Good night, everybody."
Oh, yeah, no. I want a big, fat, nappy cat who just fucking rolls around and just fucking... Is this comfy? I'm a nap.
Sleepy chonker.
Oh my god, I want a sleepy chonker so bad.
That's the way to do.
Alright, while you guys plot your next step, I'm going to use the bathroom.
Go for it. Yeah, I'll assume that Mike and Amelia are sharing their info and resources. Just kind of chatting and swapping information.
I'm definitely just eating.
Hey, listen, you gotta get your fuel.
Anyone I know?
You're the one who dealt with the
I hope not.
the drunk goblin, and we thank you for that.
No, mortals will suffice for now.
For now.
I forget what level 5 the blood potency makes you feed on.
I think that you get limited stuff from humans, and you really need to start feeding on other vampires, maybe. In level 5. I think it's like right on the line. Level 6, I think you really have to be feeding on vampires.
So
Yeah,
if Wayland used to be level 6, you were chomping on your friends?
On 5th, not friends, no.
Well, still.
Level 5 and 6 can't eat animals or bagged blood. Slake 1 less hunger per human, and must drain and kill a human to reduce hunger below 2.
Okay, yeah, so that's the...
So not restricted to vampires.
Mm.
But vampires would not be to those penalties. So if I wanted to feed without any penalty to the amount of hunger I could slake, would feed on a vampire, which would probably be a neonate. Would do.
I do like how New Wad, instead of like calculating vitae, just has hunger. It's just a matter of how much you need to drink to satiate your hunger. It's no longer like something... It's no longer even something you need to survive. You're just hungry. You're hungry for something you don't even necessarily need. Which makes it all the more closer to like the addiction allegory it's supposed to be.
Is that a good representation of Hitachi?
It is. That's him. He absolutely does that to my thighs when he's trying to like find a place to sit down, and I'm like, stop, just sit on my lap. But anyway, so Waylon, do you rejoin the group?
Yes, I will.
Alrighty then. You show up at Amelia's office. I do believe it is time to share information.
Yeah.
Yes.
I went. Yes. We met a mailman today.
Oh, good.
Well, he's part of this group that's called Callie's Raiders. I was looking through like information about the various hunters groups, and most of them sound like complete fucking psychos. But these guys sounded okay. There's another group that sounds interesting, and if this doesn't pan out, we can contact them. They're called the Sphinx, and they're local, but they're a little shady. I mean, they're a lot shady, but you know, we probably would have to jump through hoops for them too.
For you to say that means something.
Yeah.
Are they a hunter group?
Yeah. There are hunters and then there are watchers, and the line between them is a little blurry. I mean, sometimes groups are both. They're just aware of us and the other weird stuff.
My real question, are they mortals?
Well, the group that we contacted is a mixed bag of mortals and pretty much a grab bag of everything else, including people like us, people like Thaddeus, werewolves.
Interesting.
Yeah. They're and they're kind of like a little free lovey. So they're kind of hunters. I mean, they hunt the really like bad stuff that might, just indiscriminately kill people. But they're pretty live and let live with everyone else who's live and let live.
They also like offered to volunteer to help in like blood hunts and stuff like that. And there are some reports of people contacting Kali's raiders to eliminate people for whom they don't have the political clout to eliminate otherwise. Like, let's say there's a vampire in your city who's like, yeah, I killed a couple mortals. I don't give a fuck. But he's beloved by a lot of the other fellow kindred, so you can't call a blood hunt on him. You can call Kali's raiders on him.
And in the end, what's the difference?
Well, a lot of pissed off people.
That's interesting, though. I like the sound of their group better than any other hunter group you've described.
Oh yeah, they're freaking psychos. I mean, there's even this one group. I mean, seriously, these people think that they're descended from demons.
No, not demons. Satan.
Satan.
Like
I
literally Lucifer.
So they're like, they call themselves the Lucifuge, and they think they have demonic powers. And all right, maybe they do. I mean, admittedly, we've got all this, there's a lot of weird stuff, but that seems a little weird even for me. And they sound so, and then there are the other ones who think that they're like channeling God's power.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The thing about the Nosferatu, all of the reports on this are, we have no reason to believe that this isn't just magic with, like, flourish. Like, oh, I summon a holy bolt. That's just a thunderbolt, and you know it, and we know how to do that too. You just think it's channeled by Jesus. Or, oh, it's hellfire. No, it's just regular fire. It's magic, and you said Satan did it.
Make it cool.
And then, of course,
enough madmen for one evening.
And there's Men in Black, and then there's this Ashwood Abbey group sounds kind of interesting, but they're really kind of shady.
They love cocaine.
That sounds really familiar. Did some of that group arrive for the theater premiere?
They did.
Oh, yeah.
And, there is some evidence to suggest that Ashwood Abbey participated in the Scourge. So
I'd rather not.
They show up to the Scourge one day, and then when tensions die down, they show up to fucking the Sea Consciousness' theater to watch a show where someone gets killed, and then they fucking applaud. Like...
Absolutely not.
Like, Ashwood Abbey has no ideological consistency. They are hedonists.
Going to put them on my own personal list.
It occurs to me we could arrange a Pidge cameo.
Oh, no, she doesn't work for them anymore.
Oh, okay.
I don't need you anymore.
Does she work for the sheriff?
She does.
So we could still arrange a Pidge cameo.
This is true.
Pidge just got an awesome new job, so that might not be in the cards.
What's the awesome new job?
She's like a... to call it a secretary is dumbing it down, but I don't know any other word to describe it. Schedule organizer for the economics department at SU. Full-time benefits.
Office manager?
Yeah.
Yeah,
something like that.
I think that's what they usually call people who kind of are more... I
forget the exact title. It was something fancy.
Oh, God. The original Ashwood Abbey near Edinburgh was the home of Reverend Dr. Marcus MacDonald Ogilvy, who, notwithstanding his august title and status within the Anglican Communion, was, by any standards of the day, a very bad man. He held debauched court over one of several so-called Hellfire Clubs, secret societies of like-minded, well-connected men and women who sought to smash the taboos of the day. By modern standards, the recreational drugs, casual sex, and public bondage play were pretty tame. But Reverend Ogilvy was a thinker ahead of his time.
Damn. We're delicious.
And get the name of that one court member out of my head. The gangrel. Rutsifo.
Rutsifo. Because
So,
there's an apostrophe. I don't know. I assume the apostrophe is like between the two words.
I think so.
Yeah.
So I did send a letter to this Chelsea chick who apparently is someone who Ivan thinks was paying attention to all this stuff and might be able to help us.
Does the name Chelsea Vernon mean anything to me, Reynold?
It does. Only because she shares your clan. She is considered to be on the outs. She is too ambitious for her own good. She's generally described as being superstitious, folksy, unprincipled, and natty. She's like a Victorian lady in many ways. She is scarred, Indian, and tall. She is somewhat powerful, and more physically imposing than her frame would suggest. Like, she's a beanpole, but she hits like a truck.
Love that for her.
And there seems to be some bad blood between her and the other Ventru. It's unclear why. She was probably just working against clan interests.
I can understand that.
I mean, if you build an empire on ambition, can you really get upset when your own child works against you?
Certainly not. But there are many Ventru who would prefer to work in an echo chamber than hear a dissenting opinion. They don't like hearing that their system doesn't work.
Something, crony capitalism.
Yep. I don't think it would be hard to make a connection with her.
No.
Well, she has some information.
I think she's a good bet. I think that your raiders might be helpful.
Yeah, there's someone else. I think either maybe you or Amelia should make contact. He's a sheriff in Des Moines. He's another member of these Kali's Raiders guys, and he might be able to get us a little deeper in. But me, I'm not exactly a people person.
I can reach out to him.
Okay,
I dropped a mean introductory email.
This is the address.
Excellent. She'll add it to her contacts. And she'll also share the information that she sort of learned by looking back over her files. And I'm sure nobody is surprised, but I do get the feeling, I'm almost certain that Adam wants to resurrect a member of his old court, which, again, probably not surprising, but it does help us narrow down our search a little bit.
And I think that tracking down the whereabouts of Rutsifo would be very valuable, because he's either the person that we're looking for, or would have a better idea of who we seek.
Yeah, somebody who has some insight on the history of the last fort.
You mean probably when it fell to pieces.
I really want to know what happened with that jester, because I don't know, he just seemed interesting, and he kind of just disappeared. Oh, gives me an itch.
Maybe we'll be able to ask.
I think we have a perfectly fine couple of leads to follow. What do you say?
Yeah. Time to send some emails, and Amelia's gonna like flex her hands and crack her knuckles.
It almost sounds like a lot of work.
Time to draft some eloquent motherfucking emails. Couple of to whom it may concerns. A few dear sir or madams.
It's like when you're in a video game and you're getting all the fucking fetch it quests.
But you gotta get them out of the way so you can get the money to do the fun stuff.
Yeah, and the experience to kick ass.
We'll just have to take your word for it.
Mike's eyes widen. Wait a second. I haven't gotten you into any video games yet?
Is that like the moving pictures we watched?
It's more interactive. It's like a novel, except you're changing the flow of events. And sometimes you're working with other people, which is kind of cool. Sometimes you're by yourself. But
The last video game I played was Frogger.
Yeah.
I was about to say, Waylon, this might be a little bit beyond your pay grade.
Yeah.
Like anything beyond any game that doesn't emulate a game you don't already know probably won't make too much sense to you.
You'll have to show me.
Video solitaire? Perfect. No problem.
Yeah, we'll play like video chess or something.
Yeah, video chess makes sense. All right, I get to move the pieces on the screen. Pong,
3D chess, on the other hand.
Pong, no problem. I got this.
God of War?
Shit? Not ready.
God of War? I mean, it's kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, Mike would probably show him like Skyrim Online or something, not something like that. Elder Scrolls Online.
Hey.
Oh God, like
that's a lot.
On the one hand, there are a lot of parts of it that would make sense. Like, okay, all right, fantasy world, woodland critters. But on the other hand, there's a whole lot of hand-eye coordination that's not gonna mesh, and a whole lot of, well, how do you know what the glowing exclamation point means?
What do you mean those are all other people?
How is that possible?
Wait, is this a real person?
Because I'm here.
Can they hear us talk?
Is this a real person or a fake person? No, it's a fake person. Well,
they can hear you talk if you use a mic, but I mean they can't hear you talk in general.
But your name's Mike. I'm so confused.
I'm not that dumb. Give me some credit.
Well, I'll steal you an Oculus Quest. That's a good intro.
Oh my God. Are you trying to break this poor boy's brain?
You really are.
Oh.
Troll versus Fear Frenzy. Amelia, give me
good sword fighting games.
Give me a
can I roll for some email rating?
I'm about to say, give me a presence and socialize roll to successfully create email.
Sure. Presence and socialize. I don't get to add my academics. You know I can write a mean email. I went to college.
This is not an academics role.
But I went to college, Reynold.
I went to college!
I went to college!
I mean, I did too, but emails are hard.
I got a PhD, motherfucker, and I got 1 success.
Hey, 1 success is 1 success. You send him a politely worded email, and you get a politely worded response. It's basically like, alright, I mean, I don't know anything exactly about what you're talking about, but if you want to talk to the big man, you're going to need to free up some of his time. Now, I know all of these chuckle fucks that you're dealing with are sending you on stupid bullshit. They're saying jump, and your responsibility is to ask how high. When I ask you to do something like this, if you accept to take this on, you're buying his time. This isn't he actually has shit to do. And if you take some of the shit off of his plate, you earn the morsel that you made it so that he didn't have to gulp down.
Right, so he's justifying making us jump through this hoop.
Right. There is a hoop
Got
you're going to
it.
have to jump through, but this is no, you're seriously buying my time.
Right, this is how you get time in my schedule to talk to me.
Right. You have to free some up.
Yeah. Alright, I will reply politely saying that we understand, that we thank them for making time in the schedule if we clear it, and that we are happy to hear what we can do to help.
Alrighty then.
With a graciously yours at the end, always.
Well, we're casting a wide net on this one.
We sure are. I think it's necessary.
Do you want me to roll again?
No.
Okay.
Wow. It's weird. This, I don't know what it is about this quick NPC generator. It only seems to generate women.
Do you have a setting?
No. It just has, I can select the, what the fuck? It's all women! It's always women! And I mean, like, hey, I'm not gonna complain. I can just change it. But it's weird that it's always a woman's name. Morgana Doty, Natka Kirby, Gwendolyn, Cornelia, Birdie, Berenice, Audi, Mercedes, Ariel. Come on! Anyway. I don't know what it is.
You realize you could have made up a name in the time you've been like trying to
I
generate
can't
a
make
random
up
one.
a name.
Oh, I've got a name. And it's a boy's name too.
The person. Ooh. The person that do you you're not going to be able to know the task before you accept it.
Oh.
Vito Daniels.
But I want to know the task before I.
Just say yes.
Oh, fine.
You don't think Vito D. Daniels is a good name?
No, I don't think so.
We cordially accept demands.
Alrighty then. Your mission, and you have chosen to accept it, is to make contact and bring one Miguel Marquez into the fold.
What the fuck does that mean?
Recruit Miguel Marquez to Kali's Raiders.
Oh.
We're recruiting someone to an organization we don't belong to?
Yeah, that we're not even part of?
How does that work?
Yeah, we get to be a temporary representative of the guild we barely know anything about.
That's what they want you to do. That's what you're going to have to do to earn Amir's time.
I suppose that joining an organization like this might make you a few enemies.
You're not joining it, you're just working freelance. You're a filthy contractor.
This person might be in need of protection.
Let's just say mercenary. I think mercenary sounds a little cooler than contractor.
Yeah, I would agree.
Soldier of Fortune.
All right. I guess I'll email back and ask for any more information on this person, where we might be able to locate them, reach them, contact them, talking points, etc.
Oh, that's
I'll do a computer check on the name, and presumably it's local Chicago stuff. So I'll check, see what I can find.
Oh my god, this is perfect. So the only thing that would make it better is if it was a little bit further out of town. Let me see if I can find maybe someplace a little trashier.
Someplace with werewolves. That'd be fun.
Exactly. That might be appropriately far out. You know what? I think this is actually perfect. You can he can be found at Harbor Point Estates, which a casual Google search will reveal is a fucking trailer park.
Woohoo!
Oh, high class.
Nothing screams werewolf like trailer park. Werewolves don't live long enough to build equity.
So, does the information about this guy say he's a werewolf?
Yes. They will just tell you that straight up. He is
Sure.
a clanless werewolf. He's only begun to develop his abilities. There is some suggestion to imply that his lycanthropy, perhaps it skipped a generation. Perhaps he was unwittingly initiated and someone lost track of him. Because it's entirely possible in the Scourge that in order to boost their ranks, some werewolves, quote-unquote, recruited him, i.e. mauled the shit out of him. And when he contracted lycanthropy, the people who were responsible for taking care of him got murdered. And if that happened, then there was no one to pick him up when he started, howling at the moon and realizing he could rip people apart.
Gotcha.
All right, so maybe I've just heard a lot of tall tales, but I'm under the impression that werewolves are fucking badasses who can really fuck vampires up badly.
Yes.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if it was people talking it up, it's making it, but does this seem smart?
No. No, we're not going to be able to really blend in. Honestly, walking through their front gates might surprise them for a moment long enough to grab this guy and leave.
Well, remember, he's clanless.
Right. He's solo.
There may not be other werewolves there if he, because otherwise they probably would have at least filled them in what's going on. But
Did the sheriff say anything?
There is no other information on him.
Yeah.
All they know is that he is a clanless werewolf, and therefore ripe for the picking.
He didn't contact them. We're gonna have to convince this guy.
Mm-hmm. You might even have to explain to him what he is.
Goodness. All right.
That being said, Waylon, I've got some good news. What's the name of your freaky discipline that you love so much?
Krukan.
Krukan! It works on werewolves.
Oh boy.
Or it diminishes their healing abilities.
I mean, depending on how many experience points you give us at the end of this session, that number will go up.
Ha! Joke's on you. I heal 1 bashing damage every round. Nah, now you're like the rest of us. Oh, shit.
Well, the thing that's really dangerous is their ability to turn lethal damage into bashing damage.
Yep.
That's bad news.
I mean, even bashing damage will knock you out eventually.
Right.
Yeah. But they heal bashing damage so fucking fast.
Not if I turn that off.
Exactly. That's why Kruhan might be useful if push comes to shove.
But if we can get a sea consciousness with 4 different personalities to put on a play together, maybe we can get a werewolf to hear us out in a trailer park.
Anything is possible.
I like your optimism.
I think we can do it. I've worked my way out of a situation or two via words. And if not, then Kruhan. All day, every day.
Yeah, traits are solid, preoccupied, graceless.
Oh.
Those are like the 3 words I'd use to describe myself.
It's kind of a crazy idea. I know he's disturbing, but would it be completely stupid for us to see if Dad would be interested in, like, being backup?
Can he control himself?
No.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't want to have to fight our way through 2 monsters, one of which bested me before.
Not to mention...
Bringing him along might make more of a mess.
Not to mention, how hard do you guys want to break the masquerade? Because if you want to get those 2 people involved in a fight...
It sounds like we should go alone.
We'll have to think carefully how to frame this.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky.
Well, if he's got a clan and he doesn't know what is going on with him, then an appealing pitch would be that there's a group of people who specialize and are experts in what he's going through, who can give him a safe space to learn about his new werewolf skills, and a community full of supernatural and mortals who are open to the supernatural. He's clanless. Maybe our pitch is, here's your clan.
Yeah, but you're also pitching a trip to Iowa to meet people he doesn't know.
And they could become his clan.
Like, we could say that there's money involved.
Is there?
And they will also be able to help him with what he's going through and his lycanthropy. They're a group of mixed supernatural and mortals who are informed deeply on supernatural beings. If he's going through becoming a werewolf alone, wouldn't it be helpful to say, there's a group of people who know exactly what you're going through and exactly what you need, and they want you?
If he's living a comfortable life, I don't see why he'd want to leave it.
He's living in a trailer park.
I don't know what that means.
It's a dump.
Oh.
I mean, you know about slums, right?
Yes.
A trailer park is sort of like the crappy rural version of a slum.
So maybe that's our angle.
Hey,
trailer parks aspire to be slums when they grow up.
I'll let you know, this is a 4-star trailer park, but I'm pretty sure that's adjusted for scale.
I think they gave their own stars, so does it matter?
They voted themselves highly. I mean, even so, like, the most pleasant trailer park doesn't hold too much promise, I don't feel. I don't know. Maybe
typically a low income solution, so
I don't know. Maybe I just haven't been to enough trailer parks. I'm not gonna be like, oh, trailer parks are bad and filled with drug addicts. No. But
I mean, if you're describing the one from like Trailer Park Boys,
right? This is the world of darkness, so everything's a little worse, right?
Yeah. Maybe we're overcomplicating things. I mean, he's he's a supernatural being. He's probably having a lot of trouble dating. We can offer him a date with Amelia, or with you, depending on how he swings.
Mike, I don't know if you're just allowed to sign people up for that like that.
Oh, obviously not me.
If that's what helps us accomplish this task.
Amelia, do you want to succeed the mission or not?
I just don't like that you think you can I don't like that your instinct was, oh, we'll offer a date with the girl. Why didn't you go, we'll offer Waylon up first? He's hotter than me.
I said right afterwards that if he swings that way,
right after, to catch yourself, to correct yourself.
Hey, I come from a generation where people were mainly straight, at least openly.
Well,
I didn't know anyone who was gay.
Until you watched Will and Grace, and that changed everything.
If we're going on a date, he's gonna buy me a lobster, and I'm not giving him anything for it. Maybe a hand job. She doesn't say that part, but I'm saying that part.
She thinks that part out loud.
If it's maybe if it's a really good like if he gets me lobster and shrimp, then a hand job for sure. But in the car before we part ways.
Oh yeah, no.
And we don't.
If he's most attracted to me, he's a real fucking freak. So.
Mike, there's someone for everyone out there. I'm absolutely positive that you should have a positive body image.
I'm a 15-year-old mutant. Come on. Get serious.
Yes, someone out there is into that, unfortunately.
Yeah, and they mainly would be really gross.
Or really nice, and also a 15-year-old mutant vampire. You don't know.
Might be onto something here. An endless supply of blood. Not the highest quality, but...
Now I just want lobster.
No one would be missed.
I've heard rumors that werewolves have really good blood.
If I remember correctly...
I hope it doesn't come to that.
We're going to eat the werewolf, guys. We're going to talk to him.
If I remember correctly, werewolf blood gives you 2 vitae per punch. Because there's so much more blood in that blood. Although it does, I think
super blood.
I think consuming werewolf blood gives you a penalty to resist frenzy for a couple of days. Fun fact: Prometheans provide only half as much vitae. Oh, and they taste like shit.
Not for eating.
That makes sense because they're still figuring out the whole alive thing.
Well, you drink, instead of drinking their blood, you drink the Pyros, which is the liquid fire in their veins.
Why don't you just lick a penny that's on
like,
fire?
You're literally licking a fucking penny. You are.
It's like lighting a lighter and then licking the tip right afterwards.
Yep. It's not good. Don't.
Hot.
So we have our plan?
You have a goal.
Yes, we're giving the werewolf a hand job.
Great.
I mean, we're gonna go talk to the werewolf.
I think that covers it for this evening. You all go to your havens or rest in the office, and we'll pick up next night on the Throne of Blood.
Woo.
Love it.
Everybody gets 4 experience points for a great session.
Yay, we finally got off the conveyor belt,
You guys got off the fucking conveyor belt. You dealt with the crinkle, and you found some very interesting things that I just made up on the last minute.
Yeah.
Like always.
You knew it!
Did somebody post wolf job? I'm gonna be mad if you did.
No. No, I am 1 experience away from 4th.Crocon.
Oh, yeah.